Dude, I can't believe the Leafs won, let alone didn't allow a Patrick Marleau game winner. I still can't believe Carolina let him go. Hi, kids. Victorious puppies. This team is ruining my life. Why do I watch hockey? Stress relief. We can, and we will. Victory, puppies, boys! The Leafs won a game! They're the best team in the entire world! Everyone gets to keep their jobs based on one game's results! That's how this works! No, I'm fine! Where are you going? It's okay, Patty. It's okay. We'll always have the memories. Now you're back in a Sharks uniform, just like you should be. It looked weird. It did. For 2 whole years it looked weird, Patrick. You don't think that you don't think this looks weird? Exactly. That's what this looked like for 2 years, Patrick. We loved you, but you're skating around like Will Ferrell and Elf. We knew you were a shark. Look, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, Leafs win! 4-1! What? 4-1! Over the San Jose Sharks. 2-2. Wow, did they need that one. So bad, so bad. Let's talk about it. During the broadcast, they said this was a tough one for the Leafs, and I see their point. Because you look at it and you go, well, the Sharks are on the second half of a back-to-back, the Leafs are on the first, the Leafs are at home. Yeah, but the Leafs are on the front half of a back-to-back. And the Sharks know the Leafs don't want to totally empty the tank, and the Sharks have already sort of emptied their tank. Except for they started their starter on the second half of the back-to-back. So, knowing the Leafs' intentions and the Leafs' schedule and what their schedule is, the Sharks' new mission at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, is to bore everybody to death. And to their advantage right from the beginning is it's a Friday. Leafs Nation, this is my request of you. Any of you watching this video right now who happen to go to a game in the near future, Saturday nights, those are usually taken care of. Those are usually rowdy because it's Saturday, if you know what I mean. Weekdays, I went to my dentist to get my teeth cleaned today, and that building, that clinic, had more spirit than the Scotiabank Arena. Leafs Nation, if you get the privilege of going to a Leaf game, people talk about how expensive they are. They're so expensive that they're hard to even buy anywhere. If your neighbor's cousin's mailman is sick and you happen to get tickets that way, for goodness sake, if it's on a weekday especially, make some noise because they need you. Justin Bieber wasn't sitting front row because he's a fan. He was recording an album. Speaking of which, we gotta switch that playlist up. And every time they get scored on, that stop playing Mission Impossible-ass music every time they get scored on! And it sucked extra because the Leafs, I'm gonna go ahead and say they started on time. Jake Muzzin gets slashed by Logan Couture. There's a start. Leafs get a power play. They don't do anything with it, but the shots are like 5-0 in the first 5 minutes. So naturally, after the Sharks kill it off about halfway through the frame, Sharks get the Leafs running around a little bit. Puck goes back to the point to Brent Burns, throws it on Kevin LeBanc. Guy who took a discount tips it in, and it's 1-0 Sharks. And then while that RFA who took a discounted deal scored a goal, shortly after, Cody Ceci took a penalty and went to the box while Freddie Anderson played in the front half of a back-to-back. Does someone have a bingo card? Actually, I think we should chill on that front, but I'll get to that later. Kevin LeBanc tips home his 4th of the season, and yeah, the Leafs got out of sorts, but they had guys in front. Give him a shove! That's Justin Hall on that one. Let him know you're there. And, of course, the Sharks shut it down from there, and that seemed to be the mission, man. Like, they got up early, and they're like, okay, we're barely even gonna try to score. Shots were only 8-7 in favor of the Leafs in the first. They were 9-3 in the second. You could say that the Leafs played a good defensive game of their own, and I thought they did. They did a good job blocking shots as well, getting their sticks in lanes, stuff like that. But there was nothing about that first period or second period that got me fired up at Brandon Dillon did what? Hello, police? That guy whose card keeps coming up in NHL 20 that nobody wants to hit Austin Matthews in the head? Well, I want to know what you're gonna do about it! Yeah, it's me again! And oh, is that clearly you've never played hockey crowd out in full force on this one. Here's what I always picture happening in situations like this, okay? A dirty hit happens, dirty hit, undisputed. It happens, and the you've never played the game crowd is just like, it was clean. What? Did you even look at it? Look at it! It was clean. Look at the screen! It's clean. Shut up, nerd. Shut up, nerd! That was one that I got, and then he deleted it because he figured out that he's not at Friday Night Shinny, are you, bud? Hey, let's talk about a couple things, okay? Brendan Dillon's tall. That's a good one. He's tall. Austin Matthews was admiring his pass. That's a valid point. he was, for sure. Well, what's he supposed to do? Not do that! Well, it's easier said than done. Yeah, so is tripping, hooking, playing the puck over the glass. They're not all things that you mean to do, but they are definitely infractions! Yeah, well. There is no well. You're wrong. You were, are, and will always be wrong. So why don't you have a wrong, warm glass of milk, tuck yourself under your wrong covers, and go to wrong sleep and have wrong dreams, and tomorrow morning you will wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you wrong person! Be nice to whomst and why. Here's the video. Here's it showing that the principal point of contact was the head. You're wrong. Leafs come out of that play, believe it or not, with a power play, but it wasn't for that, because, of course. Now, after the game, Matthew said it's a fast game, you know, refs, whatever. I think that is far more level-headed. It is far more level-headed to be like, well, the refs in real time, you know, sometimes it's hard to judge. But when you have the gift of replay and ignore it, you're wrong. Hey, we're all human beings. Anybody can be wrong in real time, but if you're wrong with replay, you suck! And of course, he goes into protocol, he comes back, I don't feel better, and the Leafs head into intermission. Oh, wait a sec! Jason Spezza over to Jake Muzzin, goal! Muzz Lightyear to the rescue, pew pew! And the Leafs tie the game up. Jason Spezza throwing the puck on net with a hope and a prayer. Martin Jones gets a bit of it, but Jake Muzzin just decided, I'm a forward now, and bangs it in. The I'm a forward now Jake Muzzin is my favorite version of him. We've seen this season, Jake Muzzin is not a perfect hockey player, but he is pretty damn good, and I am amazed by how seldomly he just decides, I'm a forward now, because usually when he does, it's in the back of the other team's net. That guy has got a really good I'm a forward now percentage. That's a stat I just made up. Ooh, someone good at stats looked this up. When was the last time there was a Leafs goal scored by a guy with 2 Zs in his last name, primary assist going to a guy with 2 Zs in his last name? Makes you think. And you just see the joy in everyone's face. The Leafs needed this game like a big dump. Like, holy cow, what a miserable week. Awful. And then they're taking on the Sharks at home. They got the Sharks dead to rights on the second half of a back-to-back. The Leafs have looked like the better team through 40 minutes. For almost all 40 of the 40 minutes, they've looked like the better team, and they had nothing to show for it. They finally do with less than 2 seconds to go in the frame. Third period, which, by the way, includes Austin Matthews. I've been talking about firing the coach. I mean, listen, that's all because of symptoms of a greater issue here. Oh, they won a game, so do you feel the same way? Well, okay, listen, those things don't go away, but now that you mention it, yes, I do feel better. But here's the thing, you can win games when not playing your best, and then when they are playing their best, they haven't been getting rewarded at all. And they actually got it a little bit in the back half of this one. Sorry, can I show you the text I got just after the wrong bit? I got this from my wife. I'm trying to sleep. I'm sorry. Well, you married me, so. We gotta wait 14 and a half minutes through the third period for the Leafs to finally break through. And the Sharks couldn't get a shot. But Morgan Rielly makes a nice little defensive play in his own zone. Great little breakout pass to William Nylander. Great zone entry by Nylander. He's got Kerfoot with him. Oh, he missed him. Nylander still has the puck somehow. And he hits Rielly. And I'm so sorry, honey. Scores! Scorgan Rielly makes it 2-1. Gives the Leafs the lead. And look at his face. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. There it is. Let's like take it a big dump. There, Morgan Rielly just took a big dump right behind Martin Jones. Actually, as long as we're looking at screenshots here, what is Cody Ceci doing? They scored, so I'll allow it, but and then I thought it was pretty simple after that. The Sharks were sitting at 16 shots or 15, something like that, in this game forever. They were barely able to get anything done until the final 5 minutes, and the Leafs still did a good job of pushing them to the outside, using their sticks to be annoying. They were getting down and blocking shots, and this brings me to the end of the game. The Leafs obviously won. Mikheyev gets his empty netter, soup, and Matthews scores on Martin Jones, and Martin Jones is like, the game is already over. This is just ruining my save percentage in a year where I'm actually looking slightly better than last year at sometimes. Mitch Marner. What's wrong with Mitch Marner? Everyone yells. And yeah, there are plays where he definitely looks wrong. Sorry, I just realized I skipped over Kasperi Kapanen missing a wide open net and Trevor Moore not taking the shot. But nobody's talking about that. Everyone's talking about Mitch Marner. And is it between the ears? And is the pressure of the contract getting to him? And why doesn't he look right? Okay, he had 2 assists in this game. You know that. They were on the empty netter in the Matthews goal. Okay, fine. So that's those 2. Can I show you something else? Who we got? Kerfoot, Muzzin, Kapanen's looked great since going down to a role he should be in. William Nylander is well recovered from last year. Ilya Mikheyev, what a find. Morgan Riley put the team on his back, though. Austin Matthews at a point per game. 9 goals. My goodness, Austin, take it easy on him. And leading the Leafs in scoring with 14 points is Mitch Marner. Not only that, Mitch Marner shooting at just 8.1%, which is well below his career average. Listen, I hated this summer with my whole itty-bitty heart. And I'm sitting here going, we should lay off the kid. He is not making lay off the kid money. That's a fact. 10.893, the junior number. There comes a point where you make enough money and are expected, the expectations on Mitch Marner, even if he didn't make the money that he makes, he got 94 points last year. The expectations are extraordinarily high. But can we lay off the kid because maybe we legitimately should? Listen, there are times where he doesn't always look like his usual Mitchy self. And there are times where he galaxy brains offensive plays, and maybe he doesn't make the best decision defensively, and all of that. But to not look as good as he could, to be making mistakes, to not have the center with him for the past few games that he has been playing with for over a year now, and to lead the team in scoring despite that, I think I could cut him some slack. I think a lot of the issue, maybe subconsciously, a lot of Leafs Nation's still mad. And I don't need to go through all of it all over again, but that summer sucked. But even without John Tavares in the lineup, Morgan Riley leads all defenders in scoring, and he's tied for second in team scoring. Austin Matthews wears an A. He leads the team in goal scoring by a wide margin, by the way. Mitch Marner wears an A, and he leads the team in scoring, period. I know, people are mad about the penalty shot in overtime with Mitch, and Austin blowing his assignment on the second goal against Columbus. They had to be better in this game, and in my opinion, I thought they were. Not perfect, there's still room to grow, but I thought they were. Now, if you really want to impress me, here's what you do. Despite the fact that your backup goalie's in net, beat Montreal on a Saturday night on the second half of a back-to-back. What a huge boost to this team that would be after the week they just had. I think the fans might just get a kick out of it too. Questions? My wife's asleep. Satisfy my curiosity. What was your exact reaction to Cappy whiffing on that empty netter? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, no! I was actually kind of dreading it the whole rush because I saw more coming in, and the deeper he gets into the zone, the worse his angle becomes. And does he want to miss the net and then have the puck ring around? At least Cappy sent it roughly the right way and behind the net. And it wasn't cute either. There were like 2 minutes left. All's well that ends well. Does the Leafs power play suck, or is the Sharks PK that good? And to add on to that, will Ottawa get 2 lottery picks in the draft this year? Ooh, yeah, Sharks fans are feeling great. That would be funny karma for Ottawa to get that back. And yet, please know, they're in our division. The Leafs power play doesn't suck. They didn't look good in this one at all. They missed JT in a big way. I wouldn't mind them switching it up a little bit while he's gone, and I mean significantly switching it up. Morgan Riley has been fantastic. He's got 12 points in 12 games. Tyson Barrie, that's his lifeblood, and I kind of wonder if they should switch them for a little bit. I don't know, if you have talent like Riley and Barrie on your team, why not even have 2 defensemen on the power play? I know it's not the style anymore, but it's not illegal. What are we going to do about getting them boys to start picking up for their teammates? I think you mean sticking up. First Freddie, now Maddie. No one blinks a damn eyelash. I'm so torn on this, okay? So someone hits Austin Matthews. Someone's got to stick up for him. All right, who? Who is going to be the one to fight Brendan Dillon? Because here's the thing. I don't know if it's anyone that is A, going to win that fight, or B, not be worse than Brendan Dillon. Like, there are a lot of situations like that have already happened this year where I'm like, oh, someone kick his ass. And then I'm like, okay, the person, that they're losing that trade. And then all of a sudden the other team has decked one of our better players and you lose the penalty box trade. I mean, ideally the guy who sticks up for you is the ref, but you can't count on them, obviously. I do have a feeling that it's coming the next time something like this happens. someone on the team, just for the gesture of it, for crying out loud, has got to grab that person and punch them in the mouth. You can scoff at it and, disagree with it. Dude, it's still in the nature of the sport. You gotta stick up for yourself. And it's a little shocking that Matthews got hit in the head and no one did anything. Last but not least, I promise shout-outs to anyone who bought tickets to the Easter Seals event on November 2nd. I will get to that in a minute. Or anyone who donated $44 to my Easter Seals team, Rachel's Raiders, after the win. Good luck with my last name, bud. Okay, Connor Hatzianis got a ticket on November 2nd. Sam L_16, what a do, baby? See you November 2nd. Robert Malloy, yeet indeed. Is this proof? Yes, it is, Alex Datolico. This is the best I have. Well, that's very good. A duck? Alexis Tadiello. Paul Chen, Matt Morin loves Rachel, Dangle, Jesse, and Adam. Thank you very much. Jonathan Janes, Ranny Raouf, Lindsay Bowman, Christine McAvoy, and Jeff. Hello from the Regal Beagle. Ah, yes, the best left bar in all of Vancouver. Left bar? Leafs bar. Holy smokes, I'm tired. We got Rachel Matthews, Will Bunnell, Tim Grant, and Ardalin Chef. Oh boy. This is what happens when I shoot night out videos. Complete Shot in the Dark. Ardalan Chefier. We got a few late ones. Ryan Marciniak donated. Matt Brodsky. James Peckham, I straight up forgot. And Matthew Spagnuolo bought a ticket. Whoever you are, thank you so much for your donation. Now, November 2nd, an event on November 2nd. What am I even talking about? Okay. I did something silly. I went and rented a theater at Scotiabank Theatre in downtown Toronto. Nearly 400 of us can fit in there, 370. At that theater, during that event, I want to raise as much money as possible, as humanly possible, for Easter Seals. This event is going to be freaking awesome. We're going to be playing NHL 20. We're going to be streaming it the entire time, and I want you to play against and or with me. That's the whole point of the event. My goal is to auction off spots. We'll see how that goes. There's going to be items for auction. If you just want to say hi, you just want to hang out, I'm going to be there. I'm not going to leave until I say hi to everyone who wants to say hi. Adam Wilde is going to be there, Jesse Blake is going to be there, and I'm working on some others too. Please come to this event, November 2nd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Scotiabank Theatre. We are going to be raising as much money for Easter Seals Ontario, that's a charity that raises money for kids with physical disabilities, as we possibly can. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this yet. The more money we raise, the better, because there is a person who has promised to match donations. Actually, screw it. Just check my text. I can announce that. So, whatever we raise at this theater, double it, because we have a donor, Mike Schmidt, I'm just going to say it. We have a donor, last year he donated 10 grand to the cause, who is going to match what we raise at this event. Let's go. We have a chance to make a huge difference here. I want to hit 50,000 for Easter Seals. We have a chance to crush that. The tickets are cheap, man. They're $20.69. We can fit 370 of us in this thing, and I think I've sold like 15 tickets. I need your help. Please show up. November 2nd. I need you. I'm putting a link down in the description below. Please come. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to come to the Easter Seals fundraiser on November 2nd. And hey, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. If we raise at least $5,000 on the spot at the theater that day, I will eat a pepper. I'm serious. NHL 20, hanging out, fun, pepper eating. Let's do this, guys. Link down below. Get a ticket. I would love to see you.